All right, hey everyone.
Hey everyone.
It's the Unstoppable family, but this is the Unstoppable girls. But if you look in the back corner, look at that guy. You can see the Unstoppable dad in the corner. All right, so Hanalei and we're in the pool, and it's actually, the power is out, and it just came on, but we're like, came in the pool because it was so hot. Super sweaty.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, so let's do a video for everyone on our Unstoppable Family page. Because we haven't done one in a while. We haven't gone live. Dad's been going live a lot. But this year, we were really excited about something because we've been working for literally how many years?
3 years.
3 years on a project.
That was very special for me and my mom and the whole family, because it's the book on how to raise and be an unstoppable kid. And so really why we were taking so long is because we just knocked over water bottle. Okay, so this is the book, and so why we were working on it for so long, on our tips and our things where we would think kids would be able to learn from how to be yourself and how to be an unstoppable kid. And so what really an unstoppable kid means is to be able to take pride in what you do, is able to figure it out and to do what you love. And so we want to inspire more kids around the world, and we thought, what would be the best way? Let's make a little bit of an activity book for the kids and create some amazing drawings and create some amazing things that we can do together.
Yeah.
And so now, whenever my mom and dad host their own event, I'll have my Unstoppable Kids event, and we will go through the workbook. And so it talks about...
Yeah, let's show them what it talks about. So first off, Hanalei illustrated this whole thing. This is what's so cool. It's taken years. I mean, she's 11 now. You've been working on this since you were like 8.
Yeah.
Or 7. So every single thing here is illustrated by Hanalei. And we go through steps of, what is it to be an unstoppable kid? And you talked in the beginning, it's a lot about happiness, right?
Yeah.
Just starting off, helping kids realize that happiness really, it's a choice, and the amount of stuff that's going on in the world.
And just little things like that to, really bring out the kid inside of them.
Yeah.
Because as we grow up, we all have that kid inside of us. But if we're able to unleash that kid and truly feel and be happy in who we are, is, I think, the best.
It's good for the parents too to do this with your kids. So it's about having a choice. You have all kinds of exercises, and then really, what is your passion? Helping kids open in their mindset early about what makes you tick, what's exciting for you.
Because a lot of kids, they get asked what do they want to be when they grow up. But as we get older, we start to lose that feeling inside of us that we want to do something. We start thinking as the adult, we start thinking, oh, this might be too expensive, it might be a little risky, I don't think I want to do that. But as a kid, we can do anything. And as we grow up, we get told that we can't.
Yeah.
And so, when we are a kid, and when we get asked, what do we want to be now? And get told that you can do something now, it can open up their minds to do some amazing things.
Yeah, and that's the coolest part, is obviously many people know Hanalei's been raised very differently. She's been traveling around the world since she was 1. So you've been in a lot of different countries. So her perspective is quite different than maybe many kids that are either in schools traditionally or they, haven't been brought up that way. And there's nothing wrong with it. What we'd like to do, especially with creating this book and bringing parents together, is to help them open their eyes up to asking specific questions or different questions. You were asked, what do you want to be now? Not what do you want to be when you grow up? And just that question alone opens kids' minds to realizing, wow, what if I do want to be an architect or a teacher? They can actually learn, because the amount of stuff and information. How have you actually learned art and design?
I've learned it all from the internet and all from my personal experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she takes little Udemy courses and, other little art courses, and it's like so many things, or goes on YouTube, Pinterest. I mean, there's so much out there, but unless we help engage kids into really being okay and getting permission to research things on YouTube, to explore, I mean, come on, let's get it real, parents. Most of us we're afraid of the internet. I wasn't brought up in it, although I brought up our business in the digital economy and inside of the internet world. We've had to, as our business is that. Most kids and parents are not. And you're kind of like, keep them away, screen time. I'm sure you've said this stuff, and yes, it's important. You want them to explore and their minds to go outside, but come on, they're in a different generation.
This is a different way how to be able to explore your mind. With the click of a button, we can see videos about art, we can see photos, we can see courses, all of this. We are able to learn more from the internet than anything, because it's so broad and it can teach you anything. It has everything on it.
It's got good and bad, right?
Yeah.
And even inside of our book, we talk about, social media, the pros and cons, because this is really about parents and it's about the kids. It's like the pros and cons of social media. Like, how do you talk to your kids about it? Like, I wrote this whole section. What do you say? Good time management, how to get them off, but really not make them feel wrong, right? Then we do 8 entrepreneurial skills to teach them how to be an entrepreneur. I mean, Hanalei does a business plan with the kids at our events. But then there's also a social media contract for all ages. And we do this because it's so important for us as adults to be open, but then also it's so important as the kids to listen to them and let them teach you something. The stuff that she does is so different than what I grew up and how I learned, that now the way that she's learning, I've got to be open to that and know that the times are changing, and that if we're not listening to them or allowing them to explore, they're gonna find it. So yes, does the internet have garbage in it? And yes, there's creepy people. Yeah, but we talk about how to handle creepy people. What do you do when someone sends you messages, or right, like, how do you handle it?
You either don't respond, and there's certain questions that you just know, having the parents and kids being able to talk about these things instead of hiding it away, it can really be good for the kids. So then if they do see someone excuse me, if they do see someone online who is either talking about weird things or saying all that, the kids will know.
Yeah, they're aware.
Yeah. And if they get told, these things can happen, what if it happens to me?
That's right. It's a big deal. I mean, so being awareness and creating awareness and communication is always one of the biggest. And, in this day and age, they are brilliant. These kids are brilliant. They are teaching us every day how to be better, how to be bigger carers, how to care more about other people. And you get to see that type of thing. And if you're not able to travel the world like Hanalei has been, your kids have got to learn about the world in a different perspective opposed to the news. I mean, think about it. Our influence and is currency. So us as business owners, I'm aware of it. I mean, heck, Hanalei has her own fashion studio. And because she's learning that her influence is also her currency. You've got people that reach out to you and want you to talk about their stuff. We get, free places to stay because they know that if there's someone on the front end, kids make decisions based on what their influencers say, right? People that they watch on YouTube.
Yeah. And so it's just a new day and age. And if we're able to show kids that they can do amazing things and teach them, we are able to make the world a better and brighter place. And so soon we are going to have the book published by Hay House. We are super excited.
Yeah.
It will be released very soon.
Oh,
and
yes.
I'm popping in.
And so we're just super excited for that. And if you guys want to check any of it out, it'll be out very soon.
Yeah, so that's true. So this is the deal. Why we're sharing this as well. So the book itself is available. Only people that have attended Hanalei's Unstoppable Kids event. And there's a lot of people who have been asking about it. So now, because we are going to be sending over to Hay House, there'll be some differences and additions onto it throughout this year. Is that we are going to open probably the doors to getting the digital book and possibly the printed book, because we're also creating a Unstoppable Kids, the How to Be and Raise Unstoppable Kids course with an app, video course where Hanalei does a lot of teachings about being an unstoppable kid. Brian and I are doing teachings about, how to raise an unstoppable kid, traveling the world, how to, open up their minds. And that's going to be actually a video course that's also coming out. So would you just let us know in the comments that if there's topics or things that you really would love us to tap onto and talk about that we can add into the course. And if you're like, yeah, I definitely would like to get a hold of the book, I think we might just openly release it early for some of you for the digital program.
We'll see.
Of the digital book, because I know a lot of have talked about it, and it's a really incredible book. But as long as we know that everyone's really been watching.
Yeah, and I want to chime in if you don't mind. It's a lot of the things that we've gone, like that we think is go to school and do this. This is things that we've learned from our parents and the parents' parents, and is going to universities. But it's absolutely changed. When we started our travels 10 years ago, we were the freaks. People shunned us. How could you do this? And now people want to learn because it is changing so quickly on how kids are learning. In schools, the thing is, can you Google it? Why do you have to learn things that are irrelevant when you can actually just, hey, Siri, what is this answer? And you can get it. So there is a fundamental that you have to learn, but it is not the same game as when we grew up or when our parents grew up. And we have to look at that and question why we still believe in certain things of you have to go to X amount of years of school. You have to wait until you graduate, go to university. So it's changing. Anyway.
Yeah, it's changing. And so thanks for, obviously following for years. I mean, Unstoppable Family, there's been so much transition, right? We've been traveling for 10, almost now over 10 years, traveling straight. We've been building Hanalei's company. If you haven't been following her, make sure you go to her page because her company, HS Styles, now you've got your new collections are out. You're going to Fashion Week. Where are we leaving for next week?
Oh my God, everything's going to be crazy for like 4 months.
London, Aspen, and Boulder, back to London, then to Paris, back to London, possibly Milan, still waiting for the invitation. It's like insane, right? But that's what happens when we just let things happen and you're open to it. But it's also because she's learned that you can build a business no matter what age. If you've got a talent and you can serve and offer value to someone, people like it. And as long as you have a good heart with it, it's connected to a good cause, right? And that you're helping other people, then why can't kids have businesses?
Let me add this in. When we were starting to invest with Hanalei, when she wanted to become a fashion designer, I had this question where they're like, well, what if she quits, or what if it fails, or what if she decides to do something else? I'm like, it's part of the journey.
Yeah,
you got to give kids the platform, right? The space to allow them to explore. And I'm like, I don't know. It's part of life. It's part of learning. What if?
Yeah, that's it. And that's the thing that I think all of us as parents should also allow our kids to ask, what if we just gave them a little extra space? What if we asked them what would they want to be now? What would happen? I believe that if all kids were asked how we asked Hanalei, what do you want to be now? The world would start to shift. And that kids are getting very switched on now to that, this, all the judgmental and the discrimination and that you're different than us or that you're less than me. That's just not present in their life anymore. Kids don't see it. They believe it when they listen to you or us telling them, right, Hanalei?
Yeah.
That colors are bad or that terrorists are, bad or people from this country's bad. Yeah. Like we live in a Muslim country. They're amazing. Some of our best family members are part of the Muslim religion, right? We listen to the news.
And the thing is that so many people categorize people for what skin color they are, what religion and belief they have, when we really are all just people. And some people do bad, but they can make it right. And not everyone who has the same hair color or skin color is the same as them. And so, and that we should all just love each other and respect each other for who we are and not judge because of the skin color we have.
I think that's one of the best lessons. So thanks for watching. We're excited to not only continue to share more from Unstoppable Family. We have started our podcast. This is probably actually going to be one of our podcast recordings. So if the sound's not as great, it's because we're in the pool. You're listening to the clicky cluckies or the splashies of the pool on a day where the power went out. And we're just sharing about why excited we are about this book, but what's happening, and how we can inspire and hopefully have inspired you to start thinking like an unstoppable family or to help raise an unstoppable kid. And we're really excited about it. So please let us know if you're on the live cast that you'd like to get access to the book in advance, or that you're interested also in the courses. And if you're on the podcast, keep listening. We're going to keep dropping some unstoppable bombs for you. And don't forget to always be unstoppable. Cheers, everyone.